a legendary 4.5-year-old white-tailed deer. Starts back of October 2022. This season, we have moved Tactacam reveal cameras up to a farm we had permission to hunt. We've had this farm in our hands for many years, but never had any cameras on it. We only thought it was just does. Until the first week we had these cameras here, we get the freak on camera 3 days in a row. We know this is the spot he likes to be. With no luck hunting him during the bow season, since this was on the edge of a field, we had to lay off to a gun. To our surprise, when gun season rolled around, the freak disappeared off our radar for a couple months. During this time, me and Ethan were both able to tag a doe, and I was able to tag a small buck. After no sightings of this deer for several months, we take a Tactacam reveal camera to the other end of a farm that joins the farm we've already been hunting on. After many sightings from the landowner, we know this is the spot to be. Within the first day this deer strolls by, we have found many rubs and scrapes that this deer has been hitting. So now we know we're in the freak's home range. With Christmas dinners and events that whole week, we was not able to get in the woods until the week after Christmas. Monday morning, it was 6 degrees outside. Most hunters would turn back, lay down, and go to bed. But me and Ethan said no. We had to hunt this deer. That morning at 9:35, Ethan was not paying attention, and the deer walks by at 120 yards. He dead stares Ethan in the eyes. Ethan cannot move, for this deer is a legendary and does not want to spook him away. After some time passes, the freak turns sideways. Ethan pulls up his .270 Winchester. At the time, he does not realize that he has only flipped off the first safety. He pulls the trigger several times and no fire, so then he flips off the second safety and rushes his shot. After conclusion, me and Dad and Ethan all three thought that Ethan missed the deer, but to double check, we brought our dog Scout up. She has no experience on tracking deer, but she has a great nose and has killed many animals. Not to be offensive, but she's a great hunter. Once she gets up there, we think she's on a trail, but no sign of blood or anything. Head back to the house to think about it. After a while, we decide it was definitely a clean miss, so me and Ethan know we have to get back in the woods the next day. Me and Ethan hunted hard every morning that week and saw a deer Monday and Tuesday morning. Wednesday morning rolls around and we were in the woods. No sign of deer that morning, so we knew those deer had to come through sometime, so we decided to go back that evening. After time rolls on, me and Ethan arrive at the farm at 2:30. He hangs me a stand on the far side, and he is hunting on the other. He has dropped me off on the side and takes off to the other end of the farm where he is hunting. As time goes by, I've seen 4 does and he has seen 3. Ethan decides to head out early as he does not want to pick me up while it's dark. On his way out, he spooks the freak out of the woods he was hunting near. This deer is taking off across the field and Ethan is trying to make a move on him, but cannot catch up. Turns out the freak can appear and disappear quicker than you can blink your eyes. There is a deer coming. As I am thinking it must be just a small doe. With me not being prepared, I look over my right shoulder and all I see is antlers, standing at 20 yards. As this deer walks out a little farther, I try to get my .243 Savage turned around on him. As I turn, this gun is above my head and this deer stops to make eye contact. We sit there and stare at each other for several seconds till he starts to make his move down into the holler I was hunting near. As this deer is walking away, I spin. As earlier, when I was watching some does, my scope had been zoomed in all the way. So after I get turned on this deer, I cannot find him as my scope is zoomed in too far. Once I get off the deer, I unzoom my scope and try to get back on him. He is behind some limbs and trees, and there's no way to get around him except by dropping down my tether. I get my tether dropped several feet as I put my left knee on my platform and my right leg hangs off. When I get on this deer, I let a big loud grunt to get him to stop. As soon as this deer stops, I pull the trigger, and boom, the freak is dropped 20 yards in front of me, dead. As he rolls down the ditch, I cry in excitement. as I get my phone out to call Ethan. Once I get a hold of Ethan, all I'm able to say is I killed him. I killed him. He asked me what buck it is, and I'm only able to say, him. Once he gets there, I climb down. We sit there for several minutes as we wait for the landowner to arrive. He has heard the gunshot and is on his way up. We get his attention and he comes over there. We all go down to this deer together. Once we get down there, we are all rejoicing as we have all seen this buck several times, but me and Ethan only once. After some hard work, me and Ethan get this deer loaded up in the side-by-side. It was a hard drag up this giant hill. But once we get back to the place that my mom, my mama, my papa, my aunt, and the neighbor that helped us kill this deer was at, we're all sitting there in astonishment, as we had just seen the biggest deer any of us have ever seen. Later, when my dad arrives to come pick up the deer, I want to show all my friends. So we stop by one friend's house to show him. And after that, we head to the Clays to help us dress this deer. After we weighed the deer, it weighed 154 live weight and 123 dead weight. What an amazing white-tailed deer. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, none of this could have been possible without my brother hanging my Hawk mini sticks, my dad buying me my Cruiser saddle, or buying me my Predator platform, or my mom letting me have permission to hunt alone, or my dad driving me all over the place to hunt. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. Smash that like button and subscribe.